What's up, people? You're gonna tune into the podcast episode from the Jump Rope community. I am your host, L.R.Player. I'm not gonna waste too much time on the intro for our next guest, but I will say that she is the most energetic, the most talked about. She is the queen of steez. Hold up. She is the goddess of steez. So let me introduce you, my dear friend, Miss Kathy Jumps.
The crowd goes wild. The goddess of Steve. Well, I mean, that was something. I love it. When I say steez, a lot of the times I get messages like, What does that mean? I don't know what you're talking about." I love it. And for anyone that doesn't
How you
know,
feeling?
steez, style and ease, just making something look effortless, cool, without it looking hard. You know.
Right.
So that's what steez is. If anyone wants to know.
So, I normally ask people the first question as far as like they jump rope origin. If people follow you as they should have been following you, they should know that like you was a marathon runner, and then the story after that about you had getting pregnant, the transformation, jump rope, and just how it carry on after that. Um, But what I want to ask you is like you also, and it might have been done before you. I'm not sure, but as far as like still exercising through your pregnancy, like you almost really just kind of pioneered that I don't know what you call it. You care
Yeah,
to elaborate on that?
I think I was. I mean, I'm sure it's been done before. Has it been done on the internet? I don't know, but I remember when I got pregnant, I was in the thick of like learning tricks and I was just on a roll and I was like, "Oh, I really don't want to stop." And I googled like, "Can you jump rope while pregnant?" Nothing came up, and whatever did come up said no, like you shouldn't be doing that. So I
Mm-hmm.
remember my first, what is it, like 6 week appointment, or even before that, like whatever, my first appointment with my OB, I said, "Listen, like I love to jump rope. Can I still do it?" And she was like, "Absolutely, that's awesome. Like as long as there's no risk of injuring yourself, meaning tripping and falling." So I
Right.
always tell anyone, if you become pregnant, you shouldn't just be like, "Oh, let me start to jump rope with a 2 pound heavy rope," because that's going to increase your risk of tripping and falling. So she, throughout my entire pregnancy, every time I went, I asked, and she said, "Go for it." And at the time, I was actually didn't have my Kathy Jumps account. I had my old one, and I was posting on that account, like me jumping rope, like full blown 36 weeks pregnant. People, I got hate comments. I got people saying you're crazy, but I felt great. And my delivery from my first child to my second was like one push, he was out. And my doctor said, she's like, "I swear to you, I'm going to start telling my patients to jump rope." My pelvic floor, like everything, I was just like ready to go. I was strong. My cardio was insane. And
Yeah.
I had the best delivery. And my doctor was like, "It's because you jump rope the entire pregnancy." But now when you Google, pregnant, can I jump rope pregnant? I did a little bit with the jump rope dudes on it, so that video will come up. So people have the information now that you
Right.
can, with caution, but always check with your doctor. But now, I'm seeing all these pregnant women jump rope in the
Right.
community, and I'm just like rooting them on because it just makes me so happy. It really does.
And a lot of them still better than me,
Yeah.
unfortunately, for real.
Well,
I
who
be
was
seeing
it?
them doing like fast shuffle, still fast spinning, rotation mix, and
It's insane. And it's just really funny how, like, when I was pregnant, I wasn't doing any of that stuff. I was just like, with my half-pound rope, like going slow and steady. But when I see them do, like, I know how out of breath you get when you have a
mm,
baby in your belly. So props to all the women jumping pregnant, because you rock. You rock. It's hard. It's
so
hard.
let's travel back to the past because I told a few, but not a lot of people know this that like, and I've been telling people like you was part of my jump rope origin and how we go back to the Facebook jump rope group. I forgot what the
Pre-COVID,
name of it.
pre-COVID, we've known each other for years. Two, what year was that? I can't even remember.
It was like 2019, 20. It was
Yeah,
like early in the.
it was before like the well, February, March of when COVID hit. But Yeah, that Facebook group was, I can't remember which one you were in because I was running like two or three at the time. There was a 7 day challenge one, and then there was the monthly challenge. I think that's the
I
one you
think it
were
was
in.
the monthly challenge.
Yeah. Um, and it was just a bunch of jump ropers. Like we posted videos. Me and Steve, do you remember Steve? That was
Yeah,
my
Steve,
partner
that's
in
his
crime.
name. Yes, I
Love
remember
him.
Steve.
He's
Yeah.
the best. He's actually one of the reasons I started doing tricks because he was the first person I ever saw do tricks. And it was just a great group of people. Like I remember seeing you with the legacy rope doing like double unders back then and just blowing me away.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
group.
Yeah, I was telling people I think the group is that pays archive right now. But
Yeah, they
I
took it
was
down.
letting people know that like the Cat Jump you seeing now is the same that you was seeing back then, minus the Mick release. But she always bring you to tutorials. She bring you
Hmm.
challenges, combos. Like
Yeah,
you
I've been
haven't
doing
you
it.
haven't changed not one bit.
I've been doing it for a while, and even when I wasn't, and I cringe, but even when I wasn't that good, I was still trying to give tips to people that wanted to improve. And my whole thing has always been like, if you can help someone, help them. Like you don't have to have perfect form. Yeah, you should be able to do what you're trying to
Hmm.
teach, but yeah, I've been given tips, tutorials since I learned how to do crisscross. But that's
Do
my
you
nature. Like I was a fitness instructor. I worked at the gym. Like I like doing that kind of stuff. So once I started kind of learning myself, I wanted to teach everybody else what I was doing.
do you keep in contact with some of the people that from that group till
Oh
now?
yeah. So
Yeah.
there was like that core group of us that all started together. Papa Joe, I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah,
Claire,
Superman.
yes, yeah. He's
Yeah.
still jumping. He's still whipping out his cross ropes every day. Like those people were my first like introduction to what a community could feel like online, and I
Right.
really owe them. Like that's really one of the reasons I stuck with it for as long as I did, and I was so consistent because everyone in that group was waiting for me to post and to be active in there, and so yeah, that group was awesome. And I still talk to them.
Um, I keep in touch with a few of them. Holly, I see Mr.
Oh yeah,
Morris sometimes.
oh yeah. That's
Um,
I haven't seen him in a while.
yeah, he posts every now and then
Yeah,
doing like
Morris.
cold plunges. I think it was cold plunges or
Yeah, he
something
does
like
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, good group of
So
people.
you hated beaded ropes for a while. Um, what trick did make you want to start using the beaded rope?
The
Because
release,
remember the release.
100%. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like you know me. I was like diehard cross rope. That's all I used. I used a PVC. I got the wire rope back in the early days when I was trying to do like double under cross. Um, and then it was Jimmy. I saw Jimmy doing releases, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that looks so cool." I didn't like the Mamba. I wasn't into that. I just wanted one. I just wanted a Mick release, so I got the beaded rope, and I hated it because it floats. Like it's not. It's got some weight to it, but it also floats through the air. I don't know if that makes sense, but when you're used to a cross rope, it's heavy, but it
Heavy, yeah.
cuts. It cuts through the air. There's no lag to it, and so when I went to that beaded rope, I just did not like the feel. I was like, this is trash. I hate it so much. The whips were killing me. But I powered through. I told myself like at least use it every day. Just try it a couple minutes. And now I love the
I
beaded
kind
rope.
of
That's my
I
favorite
kind
rope.
of consider make release now as almost like a beginner move than it is in advance because like you myself, it took me I don't know probably like 5 6 months just to even get one clean mic, and now
Uh,
I see people getting it in like weeks.
it's
Probably,
in like but and also the thing like think of it when we were learning it, there were not many resources online. Like when I was learning tricks, the only person that I saw putting out tutorials back in like 2018, 2017 either was Mike Fry. He had these 1 minute tricks. No one, think of it now, like the community has exploded with like literally thousands of tutorials. But when we were learning it, there wasn't that much.
you're
So
right.
we had to learn it by ourselves. And I think that's why it took so long. Like there wasn't someone saying, you're doing this wrong, try this, do that. Um, 6 months. And it took you 5 months, you said?
Probably longer than that because I keep picking it up and putting it down, and then I took advantage of like rest days at home and throwing mix in my living room, scraping the ceiling, and
Yep, yep. You got to do it. I mean, it's just repetition. But yeah, it's thinking like now I can say, oh, it's so easy at the beginner move, but putting myself in my shoes back then, like that was a hard thing to learn. But once you have the mechanics of it, once you understand how many rotations and where it needs to go, people should get it fairly quickly.
understand the feel of it. That's why I try to
Yeah.
get out of try to understand, like trying to be in connection with the handler on the other end. I don't know
Mhm.
if that makes sense, but
It does. Yeah.
that's what I think about. So,
No.
Miss Kathy Johnson, so to me, your niche in the jump rope community is like a mom, parent, exercise, and jump rope. Like you kind of cater to that type of category. Like you bring up things like fruit of the day. Um, or
It's so random, I know.
nah, it's like you just it's you share more of you than just jump rope. Like what make you decided you want to just bring out a little bit more of yourself? Cause
I don't. I mean, I guess I don't know. It just kind of like comes naturally to me. Like I've always been active on my stories, talking. I don't know. It just kind of came naturally to me. I didn't want to be like a invisible, just like I'll just post and then no one really knows who I am. I've always been an open book with people, really. So I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had a better answer. I am who I am, and I don't know. I turned the camera on, and I love fruit, so I was like, let me just share with this random piece of fruit with people, and it people love it. Like people love fruit of the day, which makes me happy.
I just like it that you just so relatable to like a lot of mothers out there, just parents, just
Mhm.
like, hey, it's not like an all of nothing mentality. Hey, if you got 10 minutes, do 10 minutes. You got 5 minutes, do 5 minutes. Because I don't have kids myself, so I can't fully understand like the time limit like parents have with kids, but
Mhm.
you kind of put that message out there like, hey, I understand we got our responsibilities, but you also have responsibility to yourself. So
Mhm.
it's important just to move just a little bit. If you can move a little bit, at least you know that you accomplished something that day. Like,
That's it. And it always makes you feel better. Like I don't think I've ever talked to maybe. I mean, it happens a handful of times, but once you start moving, you just feel so much better. And as a parent, it's like the load, it's the emotional load, it's the load of taking care of kids and worrying about this and doing that. And then you don't take care of yourself. It happens very easily. And that's why, like, just 5 minutes, just do something for yourself, get your heart pumping. And I'm telling you, it's like, boom, you feel better immediately. So that's why I always stress like 5 minute rule. Just do something for 5 minutes. Like you'll never see me. I hate those fitness influencers. They're like 30 minutes. You got to be working out for an hour. It's not like that's very rare. It's usually people that don't have kids that are like, oh, we have the same 24 hours in a day. No, we don't. You know what I'm
you're
saying?
right, you're right.
Like it can get very hard. So even if it's 5 minutes, just something, to get
So,
yourself out of
do you
that
know
emotional load of having kids. It's hard.
it's kind of help you de-stress a lot too?
Oh yeah.
It's and just appreciate that just that little time that you got to yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know you try to
It's my
take
therapy
advantage.
session. I mean, I go to therapy too, but the rope is really honestly my therapy.
Yeah, because I know you try to take advantage when you put the kids down to sleep. Like, oh, this is my time to go. Let me go.
Yep, that was when my kids were really little. Um, Nap time, I would put my workout clothes on first because then I wouldn't have that excuse because it's very easy. Like you're going, going, going. You put them for a nap and then you just sit on the couch and just like melt
Mm-hmm.
into the couch. So I would have my workout clothes on before I even put them for the nap, and then I would just be like, let me just go out, just start, and you know how it is. Once you start going, it's like, yeah, this is great. Let me try this trick. Let me keep trying, and then you're in it.
Yeah,
You're in the
it's
zone.
crazy because in my early days, when I used to go out and I used to try to record, still rookie looking, booky, everything just looking nasty. And like when I look at the time, it's like 2 hours later, and I'm like, I know I just wasn't out here for like 2 hours. Just
Yeah. But
you
isn't it
get
so
lost
funny
in.
at the time when we were looking really wonky, we're like, yeah, I'm killing it. I'm so good. And then now looking back, I'm like, what was
Oh
I
my
doing?
God, was that
Oh,
me? That couldn't be me.
I remember
Man,
my
that's
double
me.
side swings were just so I hate oh it's so bad, but also so great to look back on. Like anyone watching this, if you're starting, please take videos of yourself because it's twofold. You could see your form, but also 3 years from now, looking back, it's hilarious.
Yeah, cause you just so like, oh my God, I couldn't have been this terrible. I was this terrible.
Yeah.
I was this terrible.
You don't remember because at the time you thought you were great, and you were. I mean, you're doing something really
Yeah,
awesome that not a lot of people can do. So
yeah. One unlock, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the man at this. I'm the man at this.
yeah. And then you're watching it back now, and you're like,
Like
I was not the man. I was not. I
what?
was indeed not the man.
So what do you still keep count of the streaks that you on? Like what day
I've
you on?
lost count.
1,000 something.
Yeah, I've lost count. It's thousands. It'll be 4 years in November.
Oh
4 years, and I know
wow.
that because my son is turning 4 next week, and that's when I started the streak because I had him. My doctor said you got to wait the X amount of time before
This
you start again.
yeah.
5 weeks later, and then that first jump after I had him, it was like an out of body experience, and it's funny because I have it on video. I just felt it was just a weird feeling, like getting back into that swing of things. So I was like, I'm just gonna jump for 100 days. Let me see if I could just do 100 days every day. And then when I hit day 100, I was like, let me do 200. And then you know how it goes. And then
And
now
just keep going.
4 years. Yeah. And the thing is, I say I jump rope every day, but you have to remember, like, you have to be safe. Recovery is essential. I'm not
Right.
straight up jumping every single day. There are flow rope days. There are days where I'm just doing like releases, like EB releases, trying to do like whatever it is, wraps. So it's not just high impact
High
jumping every day.
intensity every day.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I
Like
don't
it,
really dabble in too many double unders because I jump every day. So I always prioritize it. Just I don't want to get hurt. I don't know if you can maybe agree with me with this, but getting older, things get tweaked a little bit easier. Like
real
my
easy.
back, I wake up, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. Get it out, like yeah, like I'm getting out of bed, like my back,
Yeah,
it.
I'm 6'3", but it feel like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like 6 foot because I'm like slouching over trying to straighten
Yeah,
up.
what's that about? Same with me. I'm waking up, my back hurts. It's like, oh gosh, things are cracking. Oh, but so that's why I always prioritize. Like, I don't want to get injured. I don't want to do like all these double unders and not be able to get out of bed in the morning the next day. So I give you props for all the doubles you do because, man, I'd feel that the next day.
But one
Cracking, it's
thing,
like,
the thing about like us being our age is like I kind of appreciate that I'm still as active as I am now.
mhm,
Like I feel like I'm way better than I was probably like 10 years ago. But I know
same.
10 years ago, skill wise and movement wise, I was better. But just the feeling of um, just being active at this age, like, and I noticed there are a lot of us 35 or older, like enjoying being active because they just realize like, hey, my body's still functional.
Mhm.
So I think that's one of the things that, and I want to say I try not to show off, but I'll just be like testing my
Show
body
off.
limits.
You need show off. You should be showing off. You're 41 doing these crazy combos. Show it off, Larry.
Yeah, but I'll be just trying to like just show people that like I'm still as active and you could be active at this age and there's
Yes,
nothing wrong with like don't be giving up at 30. Oh, I'm 30. I can't exercise no more. I can't move no more. Like, no, man. There's
I
like
agree.
so much you could still do that you're not even knowing you could do.
So true. I think staying active as we get older is even more important, to be honest with you, because if you're just sedentary when you hit 50, it's just gonna go downhill. You gotta keep moving. Jump rope, walking, whatever it is, you just gotta stay active. Mobility, stretching, those kind of things are very important. And I've
Do you
learned that as
incorporate a lot of that?
Yeah, so as I've gotten older, I've realized how important it actually is. Because 10 years ago, you would never see me stretching out with a foam roller, but I do it now. I stretch pre and post after my jumping because I'll feel it, and I want to make sure that I stay flexible. I don't want to be able. I don't want to be like a 45-year-old who can't touch their toes. So I do. I stretch. I definitely do.
That'll be so hard to tie your shoes up.
Hmm.
You have to switch to Velcro straps.
Oh god. Day, if you ever see me wearing Velcro shoes, I give you liberty to slap me. Kathy, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Yeah, but just because you're getting older, and even in the community, you see all these people that are, I mean, yeah, we're 40, but there's people 50, 60, 70. What Annie? You know Annie? She's I think she holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the oldest jump roper. She's like in her 80s.
I don't
I'll
know,
send you her
and
profile. Yeah, Annie
I,
Judas is her
I don't
name.
know her.
She jumps with cross rope ropes. She's killing it.
Only person I know is Sue.
Sue, yeah, Sue's
Yeah,
another one who's a great. She's super motivational.
when that's funny because when I like started dabbing in Instagram, she's like one of the few that I seen. I was like, no, if she can do this, I know I can. Like, and she was like,
Mhm.
she was
She
doing
does
some
like
stuff
leg
like,
crosses. Yeah, she's like the ASCL. She's down on the ground doing all that stuff. I
I
don't even
still
do that
can't do
stuff.
that.
I'll break my back doing that. I got that's one thing I just won't. I gotta tell you, like I was in the mentality like I'm never doing leg crosses. I don't like them. Now I'm dabbling in them. They're kind of fun. But the ground crosses, that is where the line for me is drawn, and it is only because it hurts my back. Like I've tried it, and it just nah,
Yeah, I
not
was
for
that
me.
person. I was that person. Like, yeah, I'm not doing toes. It don't fit my style. And then,
Same. And then here we are.
yeah, so I kind
Yeah,
of stopped saying I'm not gonna do something.
yeah.
Maybe the frog. I'm scared of the frog.
That
The push
terrifies
ups I can
me.
do. The frog, I'm just scared of that. So I
Yeah,
might have to take that out.
you could do it though. I'm sure you could do that.
Don't peer pressure me. I give in too
Watch,
easily.
I'm gonna get a tag in like 2 hours if you're doing the frog. I know you.
That's funny because everybody else say the same thing. Like, you the only person that I know that can learn something so quick, and that might be true. Um,
It's.
I
I
don't know
think
where it come from.
Yeah, I think also the more we jump, the more we understand the movements and how to do it. Like when I first tried the toad, years and years ago, I didn't understand what I was doing. I was just doing what I thought I was supposed to be doing, and my hand wasn't in the right placement. I wasn't rotating where I should. So now, knowing everything that we know, I think that's why it's easier to get all these skills because we understand and know what to do, where to put our hands, where to rotate the rope where it needs to be rotated. So that's why I think we're pretty quick learners now. But even now,
It,
there's tricks that take me a while.
oh, you know what? This is another thing that I admire about you. You go out and like you probably don't have nothing planned, and then you just go out there and you do something accidentally, and you stop like, hold up, what if I? And then you just come up with this, and then here we go. You on the story like, I want to show you this combo.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I usually do. I play around. Like yesterday, I've watched my own story. I don't know if anyone else does this. I've watched my own story like 50 times because I did this weird like little leg wrap thing, and it happened by accident because my rope got twisted around my leg, and then I gotta show you the video. It's just like that moment where you're like, I was standing there in silence because I was like, that could be something, and then I made it into something and it freaking rocked. I'm gonna go do it again today. It's just amazing.
yeah, I
But it's
I
always the
use
accidental things. Yeah.
the creativity come from just
Hmm.
saying what if and accidentally. That's like a lot of the stuff that I do too. Just what if, go out, um, trip up, get smacked up, come back another
Yep.
day.
Yep. Got to keep just showing up. But that's all these accidental things. Like I'm sure that's happened to you where you caught it in a different way, and then it's like, wait a minute, I could actually, I don't know, release it from behind my back instead of forward and catch it that way. So
Right.
I love creative jump ropers. Like it's just it makes you want to watch, and it's exciting. It's exciting. It's not like the same thing you see all the time. I like being different with what I'm doing. So that's why I'm like
That
dabbling in all this like martial arts stuff. I love like the punches and the kicks and combining that rope flow with jump rope because you don't see it a lot. So I like kind of being on the outside and trying different things.
so are you like training for martial art, or are you just like incorporating it into
Yeah, I'm just
your
incorporating. So
routine?
I used to teach like boot camp style classes, and I did like cardio kickboxing. I'm not talking like real martial arts
Okay.
or kickboxing, but um, I saw, who did I see? There was one rope flow guy. I forget his name. He's not really in the jump rope community. He's more in like the kettlebell mace kind of community, but he
Hmm.
was doing these punches with the flow rope, and I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So that's what I've been trying to do with my jump rope and like the side kicks and just moving a little differently. I think
And that is
looks
correct.
cool.
I like when like two different type of fitness is combined into one.
Hmm.
Just like when I was talking to Barb recently, how she got her choreography,
Yeah,
and yeah,
yeah, the dancing and the yeah, she's amazing. Barbara is another very creative person. She's
I was
doing
letting her
things
know
that
like a lot of her routines was kind of hard for me because I just don't move the way she moves, so it
hmm
don't look as
we
slick.
that's what we did it. We did a collab post like last year, and she sent me her idea of what she wanted to do, and I was like, well, let's take it back a little bit here, because she was pulling out some crazy dance moves. I was like, let's do little shuffles and releases, because like I like the crisp like footwork and releases, but she's got some skills like Dancy just throws things in that I would never in my wildest dreams even think about. She's awesome.
So, Kathy Jumps, you made yourself into a brand, which I mean, like you was a brand before you officially made yourself a brand. Let's talk about that, like um, your own handles or your own set of rope, which I'm really glad that that finally came out. So, tell us about that experience or that excitement.
I mean, that was total full circle because cross rope is that's my jam. Like I love the cross rope ropes. I've been waiting for years for them to come out with a beaded rope because I knew I just wanted like a one-stop shop. Like this is these are my people. And the thing about cross
Mm-hmm.
rope is amazing products, but the people behind them, like Dave, Serge, the two creators of cross rope are, I mean, I sit on a Zoom call and talk to them for hours. Like they're my friends. Like they're just
Oh,
amazing,
nice.
amazing people. And so it's just a combination of all of that. It's like that. It just feels like a family. So I was hounding Dave. I said, I think the half pound and the 1 pound and the power handles are, that's it. Like, that's what I want to do. And he trusted in me and he said, let's do it. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, but you've been preaching that for years. Like this is
Yeah.
my go-to.
Those were always my go to, but they never had that bundled together. And I always thought they should have that bundled because props to people using the 2 pound rope. It's just not for me. I like
Right.
moving a little bit quicker. I don't want to hurt myself. And the only time I've ever tripped on a rope, given it was my fault, I tripped on the 2 pound rope and I really haven't picked it up since because I'm so used to coming off like, you know how it is, especially
Yeah,
with PVC, jumping this far off the ground. The 2 pound rope, you got to jump a lot higher to clear
he
that
really
freaking thick
does.
garden hose of a rope. And I wasn't used to it and I tripped and I rolled my ankle. But I like moving a little bit quicker. So the half pound and the 1 pound allows me to do that. And those are the ropes that change just like my upper body. Like the muscles in my back are from those ropes. Like I'm not lifting. So it's just I know the power of those ropes. So that's why I wanted to bundle those together. And it's awesome. It's
Definitely.
just I designed it. They let me pick the colors. They let me design the handle. It's the whole thing was just an amazing experience.
That you just had a creative input in it.
Yeah, yeah. A creative input to the brand that literally got me started jumping. Like they're the reason I kept going. So yeah, full circle.
So what about the jump rope is life brand? Like you got the tie dye. Yeah, let's talk about the tie dye.
I'm a hippie. Like I've always been like, you'll find me if I go to the mall, I'm in that hippie store with like the incense. I'm like, like, but this is who I am. Like I am not like a I don't wear makeup. Like sometimes I put mascara on. I'm not like a I don't dress fancy. I put on a tie dye shirt and bell bottoms. Like that's my vibe. So when I was thinking of just like color schemes and stuff, I'm like I'm just a tie dye hippie kind of girl. I want to show that and show who I am. So yeah, the tie dye and the jump rope is life is just like it started because someone asked me like when are you going to run your next marathon or when are you going to run again and my response I was just like I'm not. Jump rope is life. Like that is
Right.
my life. Like it just it improves my life, it makes me a better person, and that's really what that saying means. Jump rope is life. It is my life. It is life. It's just it's the best thing honestly that's happened to me in the last couple of years.
So before you put out your brand, the shirts and the tie dye, you used to tie dye your own shirts like before then,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I had my whole setup, and I do like down the road. My kids finally, both of them are in school now. My son's in preschool, my daughter is in first grade, so I have time now because that was my ultimate goal. Is I wanted to do the tie dyeing, I wanted to print the logo on it, I wanted to do everything here. So in the next couple months, that is my next plan is to be doing the tie dyeing process and making the shirts instead of like someone else printing it. So that is the ultimate goal is to be my whole
Ah,
shop,
so
my tie dye, printing, shipping myself, doing it all myself.
that's nice. That's what's up.
Hmm.
Are you going to be doing headbands? Because I feel like you got to incorporate that too.
I
They
know,
got you got to put that out there.
I know. If I gotta learn how to sew. If I can learn how to sew, I could start making my own headbands. There's a company, Lilac Headbands. She's great. She does like she'll send me like specialty tie dye ones. So shout out to her. She's amazing. And she and I have talked briefly about kind of maybe doing just like a Kathy Jumps headband. So that might be coming up in the future too.
Look
And it
out
just
for it,
keeps my
peeps.
head back. It keeps my hair back. I've been getting these hate comments recently, like the headband. You look like a fly with your sunglasses. I'm like, yo, you get hair. If you have hair this long,
Right.
flopping around while you're trying to jump rope, the headband just keeps it where it needs to be. And I'm all about just being able to jump rope comfortably. Like I'm not gonna be wearing my hair in a ponytail where it gets stuck. I'm gonna wear it the way I wear it.
Right. They don't
So
understand.
they
They'll
don't,
be all
dude. They
right.
don't understand. You don't have to worry about it, Larry. You got the
Yeah,
buzz
I'm
cut.
losing it. I got my
No.
LeBron James going on,
There you
but
go.
it's
It
all
looks
right.
good. It looks good.
So, you have any visitors from the bear lately?
The bear showed up the other day. I didn't have my phone. I was like, oh my gosh. But there's a lull in bear activity right now. Give it 3 weeks and they're going to be all over the place because they're going to get ready for winter. So they're going to be like, where's all
Oh,
the food? That's when they're super active. They're super active when they come out of hibernation and then when they're about to go into hibernation. So be prepared. It's coming. The bear content is coming. My life, I'm telling you. But people think I live out west. Like people think I live in Colorado, like Wyoming. I'm in New Jersey. Like North Jersey is there's a lot of black bears, and I live in the woods, so they're
I
everywhere.
mean, from
Coyotes.
like, yeah, from the outside looking in and seeing your setup, I can imagine why people would say that.
Hmm. Yeah, it looks like I'm out like in a mountainous area, but a lot of people think Jersey, and you think, oh, the Jersey Shore, and it's like a dirty state, blah, blah, but it's beautiful up
Buildings
here.
and
Come up north, and it's awesome.
yeah. You know what? I wish you was able to come to that New York meetup a couple
I
years ago.
know. I know. I don't remember what I had that day. And I was watching all your stories with the biggest FOMO. Like, oh man, because I love the New York City meetups. They're so much fun.
And it's
So I knew how
so
much
big.
fun you guys were having.
That was like the longest, shortest 2 day weekend ever. Like I don't think I stopped walking or stopped jumping like that whole 2 days. Like when
Mm.
I came back home here in Missouri, I was like plumb tired. Like I was done.
Well, yeah, New York City in itself, you're walking everywhere. You're not. You probably didn't sit once. Then you're so you're walking, and then you're at a meetup jumping, and it's just you must have been
I was
spent.
done.
Oh yeah,
I was so
yeah.
done. But
And
that was
the
like
thing
one of
bringing up, go on.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the one thing about meetups. I don't know if you feel the same way. which is why I've really loved like these one-on-one connections with people. Is at a meetup there, it's just it's can be overwhelming, and you don't get to really connect to the person because you're like, let's do this. You want to learn this? Let's do a combo together. Let's try this. And you don't get to really talk to the person. So after my first meetup, I met so many people, but I didn't really meet them. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get that one-on-one
Right.
interaction. Like, who are you? What do you like to do outside of jump rope? So, like when I met up with Nikki B the other day, that was so much fun. We just sat down and ate fruit and talked for 2 hours. No
Right.
jumping, just getting
Yeah,
to know the people.
I seen Nikki B at the New York meetup, and it was just so brief because like that was like my first big meetup, and I didn't get a chance to like really soak it all in, just to meet everybody and just chat with everybody. But I chat with Nikki briefly, but I didn't get a
Mm,
chance to do a combo with him or nothing like that. But
yeah, and
yeah,
that's the thing. It's so fast, and like you said, it's the longest day, but the shortest day, where it flies by, and before you know it, you're like, I didn't get to talk to this person, and I really wanted to talk to that person, and it can be overwhelming. But I like this these smaller little get-togethers that I see happening. I think is amazing. Like 2, 3 people getting together. Mana's coming next week. We're gonna have a blast. So it's the connection.
oh yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to Mona.
What, did you not know she was coming?
Oh,
You
I
want to come?
knew, but
Welcome.
I knew, but sometimes I'll be secretly plotting on you. I was like, Mona, you got to get her to do this. Mona, you got to get her to do that.
She
She's
already
like,
asked me
she's
about the
not.
double switch cross. I don't know. I'll try it. If she does that, I'm gonna have her do some backwards jumping.
Ooh, I'm not saying that. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna wait
And
for it.
speaking of Mana, I'll touch briefly on Mana for a second. I think she told you her origin story, but I remember like it was yesterday. She submitted a
Yeah.
video to the jump rope dudes, and I'm sifting through all these videos of all. It was like women giving tips, and I was going through all of them, and I got to hers, and I was like, yo, this girl is good, and the video was awesome. And I searched her on Instagram. She was the only one that I was like, I want to see what this girl's doing on Instagram. Not one jump rope video on her Instagram. So I either emailed her or DM'd her. I was like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you not posting jump rope videos?" And she was like, I will. I promise, I will." And then that just started it for her. And I was like, "Yes." I love her. She's great. But yeah, that boggled my mind when I saw someone as good as her just not putting out videos.
Right.
So
Yeah, I
she's funny.
remember. I remember Mona before she came a rush athlete. Um, yeah, she was super good, way better than me, still better than me actually. But
She's snappy. Her double unders are just snappy. They're good.
I
She's
I enjoy her transition from the double unders to like cross fast crossover or shuffle or something. It's like her double unders transition to like footwork. It just like it
mhm,
syncs so well, and I always tell her that.
it's
I be
amazing.
trying to copy
Yeah.
that, but my size 13s don't let me.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I don't know with you because you're how tall? 6'3", you said?
3, yep.
Are leg crosses difficult for you because of your size?
Used to be, because
Okay.
I
And
didn't have that much. Like my mobility, leg hip mobility, not still not good. But in the beginning, it was I couldn't like I'm always hunching over. So like one day I just like started stretching and trying to stretch my hip out and stuff like that. Then
mhm,
I got used to getting my leg up higher and keep my back straight,
okay.
um and also I learned how to like stall when I go to the toe. I kind of stall the rope so I can uncross and still jump off the same leg that's like on the ground instead of like
Okay.
falling forward. So
Yeah,
it
because the
used to
sheer
be a
height and length of your legs, it's hard to get that leg
yeah,
up there.
yeah, it is hard though. And then
Yeah.
you do it too long, then I got like hip pain and stuff
Same.
doing
That's what when I was learning the toad and all those leg cross, I'm like, how are these people? I never realized how hard it was to keep your leg up.
yeah.
It because my leg and my hip, it would slowly start going down. And I props to like Chris from the UK doing all these leg cross is holding his leg up for like 30 counts. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's the first mistake that I learned. Like, I can't be out there drilling like a leg cross for like
Oh
15,
yeah,
20 minutes.
same, same, same thing with a beginner. I think that's something a lot of people do is you just think this is the normal thing to do. I'm just gonna go and jump for 10 minutes straight, and then you can't move for 2 days. So, uh,
That's how I am when I play basketball after I haven't been playing for like weeks.
oh
Like,
yeah. Well,
I played last week and the next day legs just shot.
well, that's the thing. Lateral movements, the quick short stops like that. You're working those fast twitch muscles that you're probably not used to. I could see that. Just not
Yeah.
being able to walk. Quick story: the worst pain I've ever been. You know, you'll never guess this. I was on vacation one year and I went jet skiing. I couldn't move for a week after because I was standing up on the jet ski and the shock of like from the
Yeah.
water. I've never been in so much pain in my life. And it's just like these
R-
muscles that have never been used in that way. Oh, and I was jet skiing for like an hour. I'm like, I'm killing this. I'm like, bleh. I was done. I couldn't walk upstairs. It was horrible.
Yeah, I can imagine. Just I be having like
Oh,
heavy squat days and like the next day I'm just done.
you just, yeah, you feel it. You feel it.
But
But
the sad thing is I never learned. I just do it again.
yeah, same. I'm the same exact way. That's just in our nature. I think I don't know. Are you a competitive person or at least competitive with yourself?
Yeah, I'm very competitive with myself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how
So
I always am. Like, that's how running really took off for me. Like, I did a 5K and I was like, I wonder if I could do a half marathon. And then I did that. I was like, I wonder if I could do like a mountain bike race. Then I did that. And then the marathon came and I'll never do that again.
I want to start incorporating running into my routine. I haven't yet. I feel like I
Hmm.
need the right shoes, but
Mm. Yeah, it's not the same for me. Running for me is just like you're just moving forward, looking straight ahead. Yeah, it's okay, but that's why I always prefer jump rope because you're just constantly working. I don't know, your brain is working on a lot of different things at the same time, and it
right
just keeps me more engaged than running ever
power
has.
jump rope.
Hmm.
So what's next? What's next for KJ
I
that you
mean,
can say that you can talk about?
yeah, I mean, when I tell you I've been filming courses for a year and a half. It was a struggle. The kids were home. The summer was just a complete wash, and it was very frustrating because I'm trying to finish this like beginner course. And if you want to hear a funny thing, I had this whole entire video filmed. It was like 20 minutes, full on like follow along workout. I go to edit it. My son is straight up naked behind me, running back and forth because I had the pool out for the kids and I was trying to multitask, do my work, have them out, and I'm editing it. And here he comes, just like, wee, behind me. I'm in the zone. I'm in teacher zone teaching. And this little kid is just having the
Oh
time of his
shit!
life, buck naked.
Oh man,
So it was that moment I said I can't. I'm done. I was so drained. I can't because you know how hard it's hard work. Like going out there, miking up, doing all this stuff, putting in the work, and then starting to edit it, and then realizing everything I just did is a wash. Like I'm not using that.
yeah,
So I
it
kind of put
happened
it
to
on a
me.
pause.
It
Yeah.
happened to me a lot still to this day. Like,
Oh, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. So kids are back in school. I started filming again this week, so I'm really hoping just by like Thanksgiving I'll have something out. Because that's the thing. It's just the biggest question is how do I get started? What do I do? And I just want to be able to direct people like this is it. Like start here. This is a 30-day, like start from day 1 to day 30, and you will be golden. You'll be set. Just the core basics, fundamentals, like ten footwork things you need to know. So that's what's up and coming soon, hopefully.
so to talk about that, like, cause sometimes a lot of time I be having this idea, and I know how I want to go, and like it
Mhm.
feel like I know the middle part and the ending, but just getting it started is like a whole different ball game. So how
Mhm.
do you go through that process of just like getting the ball rolling?
I think to get the ball rolling, you got to roll the ball. because you can sit there with the ball.
That was
You're
that
not
was
even
just
going
simple.
anywhere.
That was just so simple. Just roll the ball.
Just roll the ball. I say this to Mona too, because we always talk about like how we have so many tasks, so many things we need to do, and you're so hyper focused on I got to do 20 things when really we should be focusing on let me just do this one thing. So
That's
that
funny. I had it. We had that talk too.
oh, did you?
Yeah, me and her, we had that talk a lot too.
Yeah, it's just like what I just said to you. Just take the ball and just
Like, for example,
roll it.
like even this podcast, like I had no clue at all. I then I do the research, so I know how to do it, but just like turning this camera on, looking dead into the lens, trying to enunciate words
Mhm.
properly. I was a
It's not
nervous
easy.
wreck.
Props to you because not a lot of people are doing that. I don't think I could do that. I'd be like, like it's hard. It's hard work just sitting there and getting comfortable in front of a camera for an hour with someone. Like it's not easy. You're making
Oh
it
man,
look easy, which that's the steez. You got the steez going. So
if you could see me in the beginning, like that's why I used to like try to get a few minutes before I hit record, cause like I'd be like wiping a little sweat down. I got a fan on me, or like my heart is just like,
but the good thing is all of us ropers are pretty cool. You don't have to
right,
worry about us.
like the connection is like real
Yeah.
and genuine. And then
Yeah.
there's some like that I haven't like spoke to, but I have interviews, so I trying to like at least
Study
trying to
up
make
and
some sense. Yeah,
yeah. No, that makes sense. I don't know. I think everyone that I've met has been just so down to earth, awesome. Yeah, it's a great community to be in. It really is.
it it's crazy also, and I never get tired of this because there's like new jumpers that come in and they'll hit me up, and I just like throw out whatever they want to know or learn, and they be like, dude, I never experienced this none in my life. Like this community is like the best. Like
Hmm.
everybody's so helpful. They just want to see you win. I don't
Yeah,
get critiqued or yeah.
yeah. I
That's
agree. I agree. Yeah, everyone's so open with just like tips, help, and that's the thing. I think all of us just thrive on helping people. I know for me, like helping people helps me. And that goes back to like other things I could talk about, but like I just that feeling of just helping someone is just such a good feeling. So that's what I thrive on.
you got anything for me?
What's I mean, what's a trick that
Ooh.
I could well there's could be two questions. What's a trick that you said you'd never do that you do now?
Well, like back then there was the toad or any
What
kind of
was
leg crosses because I was doing like fast double unders and running crosses and stuff like that. So I felt like the toad wasn't fast enough to fit into my style because I you really have to take your time a little bit to get into the leg cross and get
mm-hmm.
out of it. So back then, definitely a toad on just any kind of leg cross.
Okay.
Um, Now I'm not sure because I haven't really been jumping as much as I used to,
Mm-hmm.
but I still do jump. Um, the craziest double under trick I could say that I did recently was like I seen Devin Meek do it. So he did like a open and then it went into like a KN, if you know what a KN
I
is.
know I saw him do that. That's that
Yeah.
weird this
Yeah,
kind of
that right
crunch
there.
thing. Yeah.
And I was like, I have never saw no double under. It to be honest, I felt like I thought I did them all, but evidently when I seen that, I was like, no,
I had
let me
never seen
try
that
that.
one either. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a pretty tall dude too. He's pretty
I'm
tall,
not
or at least on
I'm
the
not sure.
internet. Yeah, I don't know, because that's the
Camera
other thing is the
angles,
I
camera angles can be illusion. Can get
uh,
about the illusion.
Barbara. I always thought Barbara was like 5'10", and then I hear she's like 5'2" or something. Camera angles. She's got it propped up, so you think she's
Right.
really tall. Oh,
I used to think that too. But yeah,
man.
that's but right now, I don't know what trick that I say I won't do, but I end up doing. Cause
Mm.
like if I can do the toad or something like that, I can almost do almost anything else.
Yeah. And what would you say your main platform is? Are you kind of gearing more towards YouTube now, or are you still Instagram as your main?
Instagram is my main. I'm slowly getting into YouTube. I'm trying to put out more tutorials, but it's kind of hard for me to like put out tutorials mentally wise because like I'm don't want to put out like more advanced tricks without putting out more beginner type skills.
Yeah.
But I feel like everybody has a tutorial on some kind of beginner skills. So I'll be thinking like I'm just gonna try to put out some advanced skills, tricks, and just see, just
Go for
roll
the
with that.
beginner. Yo, Larry, it doesn't matter if there's a million tutorials, you should still put out a tutorial. And the reason for that is your method of teaching could resonate with one person. Somebody could be watching a million tutorials and they'll never, ever get a double under. They could watch
Mm-hmm.
your tutorial and they could unlock it that day. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I always tell a lot of people will come in my DMs, be like, I really want to like be like a jump rope account, but I feel this way. I don't want to post this. I'm like, post all the things, because who cares what people think, first of all. Like I said
Right.
before, if you have the right form and you're teaching it properly, put the tutorials out, because one person could learn from you. And maybe they couldn't learn from hundreds of other people, but the way you describe it might work for them. So post all the things.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good. Don't get in your head, man.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It just feel like I can explain like more technical things
Mm-hmm.
better. I guess I don't
Yeah,
know, or maybe I'm just
I
coming up with excuses.
gotta
Yep. See
roll the
that
ball.
she laughed at me, y'all. I'm coming up
Roll
with
the ball,
excuses.
Larry.
Roll the ball. That's gonna be like the title of this podcast. Roll the
I
ball.
think that's great. It's true. Like, how do you get the ball rolling? You roll it. Take it in your hand and give it a roll. Doesn't matter how slow or fast it's moving. If it's moving, you're in the right direction.
I like that.
Uh,
You
am
didn't
I
even
am
write
I
that.
like an inspirational speaker right
Yes. You know what? You could be,
now?
cause you do a lot of that too.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said. This all goes. I'll do a little brief thing. I don't know if how much time.
You
The thing
good?
with me, and this is when I started realizing this, is so I think you know this. My brother was killed in 2013, and I was just like a shell of a person. I changed. I've always been a very like happy, funny, and I wasn't for like a full year until I volunteered at a grief camp for kids, and helping people helped me. It made me feel like I had some sort of purpose again. So that kind of, I volunteered at that camp every single year. I went there. It was a weekend long with kids ages 6 to 18. We spent a weekend just in the thick of it with grief. And I helped them, and just seeing their faces and smiling again was the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life. So that's where it's kind of veered off into this whole jump rope space, where it's the same thing. When I help someone and I see like that face when they unlock it, or if they're doing something, they're really having fun with it, it just makes me feel just like I feel accomplished because I'm doing something to help someone else. So that's where it's all like, that's just me in a nutshell. I love helping people because it just makes me feel great. But it was that very traumatic thing that made me realize what like my purpose is. So yeah. Sorry to bring the vibe down a little bit, but that it's part of my story. It's part of my life, and
That's cool. That's good though.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
So before we get off here, is there anything that you want to say to the community?
I mean, my biggest, just keep going, just keep jumping every day if you can, or flowing every day. Movement is medicine. Like, it will always make you feel better. If you're ever in a rut or if you're not feeling great, just pick up your rope and do one jump, and one jump will get you going into more jumps. Roll the ball.
Roll the ball, people. There you have it. Miss Kathy Jumps,
Yeah.
the goddess of steez.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
So, as usual, people, drop Kathy some loves in the comments below. Let her know how much you love her, how you adore her, how you appreciate her. all that good stuff. And as always, like, subscribe, comment, do all the YouTube thing that we do. Look for more podcasts in the near future. And until then, it's L.R.Player, Miss Kathy Johnson. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.